A bending moment diagram is a graphical representation of the internal forces and moments in a beam under loading conditions. It is a useful tool for engineers and designers to understand the stresses and deflections in a beam, which are critical factors in designing structures that can withstand the loads they will experience in use. A bending moment diagram typically consists of a series of lines and curves that represent the bending moment at different points along the length of the beam. The bending moment is a measure of the internal forces that cause the beam to bend, and is represented in units of force multiplied by distance. The bending moment diagram is constructed by first determining the magnitude and direction of the bending moment at various points along the beam. This is done by analyzing the loads and supports acting on the beam, and using the principles of statics and mechanics of materials to determine the internal forces and moments in the beam. Once the bending moment at each point is known, it can be plotted on a graph with distance along the beam as the x-axis and bending moment as the y-axis. The resulting diagram typically consists of a series of straight lines and curves that indicate the changing magnitude and direction of the bending moment along the length of the beam. In general, the bending moment diagram for a beam under load will start at 0 at the left end of the beam, assuming it is supported, and will gradually increase or decrease as the load and support conditions change. The diagram will typically have one or more maximum or minimum points, where the bending